Have you ever heard that old wives' tale about mirrors in old houses and how you're not supposed to sleep with a mirror facing your bed because it can trap something like your spirit or something worse? Well, a friend of mine told me her story about it. She was staying at this Airbnb on Fontana Lake with a group of friends, and it was kind of dated. Like, it had mismatched furniture and it had this creepy vibe. Like, it was the kind of place where the floors creak no matter how softly you walk, like that kind of place. Just old and, kind of vintage. Like, they were into it, it was like super cute, but just, I don't know, just kind of creepy at the same time. And by the time she got there, the only bedroom left was this one that had a huge antique mirror bolted to the wall facing the bed. And she figured it was just like old, like the house wasn't haunted or anything. The mirror especially wasn't, because it's just like an old antique mirror. But she'd still heard about it and, was a little worried, but didn't think too much about it. The first night was fine. She and her friends, they settled in, they had some food, drinks, they were just catching up and enjoying time together. And they also were planning out what they wanted to do the next day. And eventually they all just ended up going to bed. They were tired, it got late, whatever. And that night, my friend said that she kept waking up, and she thought it was because she had been drinking. You just like toss and turn. But after a while, when she heard one of her friends out in the kitchen, she decided to go chat with her friend since she couldn't sleep anyways. But when she got to the kitchen, nobody was there. She figured they had just gotten some water really quick and gone back to bed, and she decided to do the same thing. Just get some water, go back to bed, whatever. But this time she couldn't sleep because she kept hearing something. She thought she heard someone moving around in the room, but when she opened her eyes, it was just her and her reflection from that mirror. She just started to feel off, like she couldn't shake this feeling that she was being watched. The next day, she was pretty tired. She didn't sleep that well, but they went out hiking, swam in the lake later that day. So by the time she went to bed on that second night, she fell asleep pretty quickly. But she said that she woke up exactly at 3:17 a.m. And that's weird enough on its own, right? But the next morning, one of her friends said that she woke up at 3:17 too, because she thought she heard someone walking around upstairs. The thing is, apparently no one was upstairs that night. They all said that they were pretty tired, and everyone said they just stayed in their rooms, like they were just sleeping. And on that third night, my friend was already feeling weird about everything, so she decided that even though the mirror thing was just a superstition, she didn't want to take any chances, so she draped a towel over it before bed, like hoping it would just make her feel less weird. But when she woke up in the middle of the night, the towel was on the floor. Everyone ended up leaving the next morning and just tried to forget about it, but they were all pretty spooked out by the whole thing. And here's the thing. Ever since that night, my friend told me that since then, she's been waking up at 3:17, not 3:16, not 3:18, always 3:17. And she hasn't told her friends yet, but when I was texting with one of them last week, she told me the same thing has been happening to her. I don't know, it's probably just a coincidence, but if you're ever in an old house with an old mirror, maybe don't sleep with it facing your bed, just in case.